Yeah.
I moved into the truck, building the tiny home on the back of it, and I had to be selective about the books that I brought because I couldn't bring my entire library. So it's like the books that I read, a lot of the books that I read, I had to leave behind, donate it. But I did keep one book.
Oh. Oh my God, that's
that
mine. What? You have a copy of my book?
I do.
And
I
it's in there with you.
Yeah, no, I would never get rid of this book. Like this definitely deserves rereads for sure. And I luckily I
Amazing.
came across it one time where I was just at Indigo, um, and they had like a Canadian authors, like best-selling Canadian authors section, and I went and just picked out a few books, and it was first like this is the first thing that I want to talk about is the picture on here, um, because I'm pretty sure you're aware of it too. There's this photo that before viral was a thing, it went viral, and it's the photo called Afghan Girl,
Mm-hmm.
where it was on, I want to say it was on the cover of a National
National
Geographic.
Geographic.
Yeah, and it's like this, like,
Yeah.
was that what you were going for in this? Was to have something as piercing, especially with the eyes, or was it just more you just were feeling this pose, or did you have that in mind? What was
That
behind
was
it?
not opposed at all. And I think that the interesting thing about that and why it does look more interesting than, like, let's say if it was poses, because it wasn't, because it was I had a mental breakdown just a few minutes before that picture was taken.
Wow.
And it was when I was on the set of a movie by Marie Clements, so the prominent Canadian director. um,
Was this Red
she's
Snow?
indigenous, and of course, yes, Red Snow. We were on the set of that film, and before we were on the set, actually, the team was desperately looking for a burqa, and they're like, we can't find a burqa anywhere. And so I asked my mom, because she solves every problem out there, and so I said, we need a burqa, and she goes, oh well, I have mine from when we escaped. And I'm like, what? How do
Yeah.
you keep that thing? Like, the first thing I would have done is chucked it or burned it, or never look at it
Yeah.
again. She's like, nope, it's folded up nicely, and and she's like, I take very good care of it. And so, of course, it had to be a second hand. When my parents and I, when we were escaping, we had to look like village people, like poor village people, and we
Mhm.
were from the city. So my mom had to go to a second hand shop, buy one with like little holes in it, just something that looked a little older.
Yeah.
So, but she still took such good care of it, because I didn't realize the impact that it had on her, and how she actually appreciated that burqa, because it helped her escape, right? The one thing that is the sign of oppression for Afghan women actually helped her escape. And so she had kept it very well. She gave it to me, and on the day when I was supposed to wear it, I've been fighting for women's rights this entire time. Just shouting it out at the top of my lungs, like, for people to hear me, and always remembering the struggles of Afghan women. And of course, I had to wear hijabs, and I had to cover up when I was in Afghanistan. But when I um when they called action, and they put this burqa on me for the first time at 36-degree heat, Celsius, up in Kamloops, outside, I started hyperventilating, and I
Wow.
was like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And they removed it, and they gave me a bottle of water, and I drank the entire bottle in one take. And then I couldn't breathe still, and continued hyperventilating. Then my eyes started watering. I think all of this happened at the same time. And I don't know. I think it was like, what I think of it is a mental breakdown, because I was filled with a million emotions at once. It was so hard to describe, hard to explain. But finally, like, I was in that Afghan woman's shoes in that heat.
Mm.
And although I knew I could just yell out and be like, I can't breathe, remove this, that's when it hit me that those women couldn't, right? Like, those women don't have that option of calling cut,
Yeah.
or saying stop the shoot, or stop this, whatever it is. And it just, and just remove the burqa, they're actually in that, under that burqa, in that kind of heat, or much worse, 15 hours a day, or like the whole day running errands outside. And that's what made it worse for me. And that's when I started hyperventilating, because I realized that those women don't have that option. And at the same time, remembering my mom, or imagining what my mom was going through holding my little brother, who was 6 months old at the time, and wearing this burqa and carrying the child and having us, and just running for her life with her family.
So wild.
So much happened that moment. And I went, so they gave me a break. Obviously, the director was like, okay, there's something really wrong with her right now. We don't know what it is. Even I didn't know what was happening to me, but they're like, go in the room, get some shade, just sit there for a minute. So as I was sitting, the amazing photographer, Howard, he came and he just snapped the shot. And I didn't know that there was a camera on me.
Yeah.
And so the eyes, I think the eyes are telling something when you're looking at that photo. It's not a pose. You can tell that there's something going on there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.